Peter Greer is a man on a mission to lift struggling people out of poverty around the globe. We caught up with him at work in some of the poorest regions of the Dominican Republic.
The global church, we have all we need to see a tremendous impact in our world, and we think now is a key time to get involved in bringing the hope of Christ to communities like this.
Greer is president of Hope International.
Hope International is a Christ-centered organization that is trying to change the way that the church responds to global poverty.
Hope is at work in 14 countries, and it's turning their poorest residents into entrepreneurs with small loans, some as little as $100. It's a concept called microfinance.
Everyone has heard the Chinese proverb that if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. But we found is that that's not exactly true. That it's not just enough to know how to fish. You need a fishing pole, you need a way to get to the pond, you need bait, you need a boat. And so microfinance is all about providing access to training, to savings, and to capital that you can start a small business.
A loan allowed Wilfredo Sanchez to open his own Colmado, a convenience store, 4 years ago. His shop is the heart of this community, stocked with inventory valued at more than $1 million pesos. It's also allowed him to buy property and spend a lot less time working a farm, which is what he did before becoming a shop owner.
Simple concept, but it really does have just a revolutionary impact on communities that at one point were dependent on charity and now are becoming the benefactors in their own community to the even more vulnerable, the even more needy in their communities.
Greer shares those stories of success in his book, The Poor Will Be Glad. Join the revolution to lift the world out of poverty. The Poor Will Be Glad. What inspired the book?
The reason we wrote that is because we didn't see anything that was really educating the church about this new tool. So that is one resource.
So what's the biggest takeaway you want readers to have once reading the book?
The biggest takeaway that we were hoping for when we wrote the book was to stop underestimating the people that are caught in the cycle of poverty.
Greer says he and Hope International are looking to change mindsets when it comes to missions work.
Some people have said that this is banking for people that don't have access to banking services. You're not going to find a commercial bank that's going to be waiting to come into this community anytime soon. And yet these individuals need a place to save their money. They need a chance to have a loan. They need a chance to have some training.
Your co-author, Phil Smith, writes that 3 out of 4 ways the church tries to share the gospel fails. Why do you suppose that is?
I think the problem is that we've separated the Great Commission from the greatest commandment. We've separated our going and proclaiming about Jesus Christ from our tangible acts of service in a community.
And this work is an answer to the call of Proverbs 19:17, which reads, "He who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord." Ephraim Graham, CBN News, the Dominican Republic.